Hey yo, what's up guys, how we doing? We're starting right off the bat with the E4. You know guys, I haven't played a lot chess since the last video. I feel like I lied, I played a lot of it, but you know, in this ELO threshold, you gain 30 points of score and then you lose 30 points of score, or I mean ELO. But, you know, what can you do? I enjoy this a lot. He actually wants to chat. What? Yeah, I actually could have taken that. You know, I actually want to point out that it's really hard to comment it for me and play as well, or play along, because, you know, I'm not really used to that. So anyways, how about we just proceed? So, I would like to develop, but you know, as I already mentioned in previous videos, I've got a huge fetish for checks. Yeah, that essentially did nothing. So, how about we just retrieve? I should probably castle as soon as possible. Yeah, he just castled long, so that's gonna be interesting. He's got a really interesting way of playing. I gotta point that out. What can we do now? So he's actually threatening our queen and we don't want to lose that, so how about we just go... You know, I'm gonna back up. I probably know that's not the best move, but... You know, I like to keep things safe. He's facepalming like I did a mistake in the first place. By the way, I wanted to play 10 minutes because I tend to not think when it comes to 2 minutes. And, you know, it really makes a difference for me when I have to, or not when I have to, but when I want to think about my move. Because I tend to be reckless, silly goose all the time. And if I make move relentlessly, then then the second after I make move, I'm like, what the hell did I just do? So yeah, I wanted to play 10 minutes, but then I actually realized I have to be talking during playing, which means that, you know, it's gonna be as bad as 2 minutes. And he's really taking his time with his move. You know, once when I was playing a game, I thought that my opponent was really taking his time to make a move, and then I realized I was the one to make a move. What is that? Bro, I don't speak spaghetti. What? Oh. I'm so dumb. Yeah, I realized that way later than I should have. And, you know, I'm actually kind of glad that nobody watches these videos, because you would be probably crying or laughing. I'm not really sure if these videos are worth to be cried upon or laughed upon. Like, let's just, you know, the Dead Maiden one was on the board for like, no, it was, I didn't notice that. I'm so dumb. Anyways, how about we just play another game? You know what, I want to point out that I play a lot better when I'm, you know, alone, locked in. But, you know, this is for your entertainment, guys. I'm gonna regain that elo in like a second after I finish recording these videos. But yeah, you know, how about I just comment on my thoughts rather than commenting on bullshit? So how about I just, you know, tell you how I'm thinking about the moves, because, you know, to this point I was moving those pieces like I was on autopilot. So how about we just, you know, do something which I should have done a lot earlier, which would be being more proactive when it comes to my thoughts. Let's put it that way. You know, I don't want to be recording these videos because, you know, it's already hard enough for you to watch this, and I don't want to do any efforts towards thinking about chess, because I feel like the higher you go when it comes to elo in chess, the more boring things get. If you can't play this, it's, you know, it's easy to mess around and so on, but when you actually give it a little thought, and then when you actually lose, you're gonna end up really frustrated. And I don't want to ruin my day. I mean, it's already ruined, because, you know, that first game, it was horrible, I have to say, but what can you do? Why are my opponents really taking their time to make another move when it comes to opening? Like, what the hell? When I play alone, like, they do all these quick things. They do 30 moves in like 5 seconds, and now I have to wait for a move. I'm not sure if that was good. You know, that's the thing, what happens that... Oh, what was that? I actually wanted to say that they are really making me bored, and after they finally make a move, I want to make another move, because, you know, I'm just super bored. And what was that? That's quite pleasant. So let's just protect this knight. I want to attack this bishop because it's basically, you know, I feel like it's in a good position. And I don't want it to be there. I actually should really prioritize on castling because I didn't do that yet. Which means that our position is not that strong when it comes to defense. You know, I was mentioning it in previous videos, but I like how they think that we know what these are called. I mean, in this elo range. So, what the hell is this bro doing? I mean, he can go here and then he can go here. I mean, would that be cool or not? Because then he would have a queen. I don't know. But I feel like, you know, in low elos, we are really scared by this one move attacks. And he's probably gonna defend this, I feel like. Or not, I don't know. I feel like I'm... Oh, what was that? He just took that? Alright. Let's just retake it. I didn't want to do anything fancy, just to, you know, play an honest chess. And we are, you know, equal when it comes to material, which is, you know, more than I could ever wish for. What was that? Oh. So he's threatening our rook. And I wouldn't like to lose my rook, so what do we do now? I feel like the only way we can actually defend it would be moving it, so that way we are not gonna castle anytime soon, like probably never. So yeah, let's just move it here. I mean, alright, now we're talking. That was not that good because he made a side thing to his knight. I mean, to his, what is this called? I mean, I'm so freaking dumb. King, of course, to this king, which, you know, I feel like he weakened his position, and I'm not so dumb. Why did I just do that? Oh my gosh, that's what I was talking about. I'm not really, you know, focused on the game. I don't really care, but, you know, that's kind of sad. I just developed this. I don't want to trade pieces, but, you know, I feel like this bishop was really useless here, so yeah. By the way, I feel like I'm gonna only record 2 games because this was bad enough already. I feel like I've got only one video where I won 2 games in a row, which is nothing for someone. For me, it was really big achievement because, you know, I've obviously won a lot of games in a row, but not when I was recording them. I mean, yeah, that's what happens. I mean, he got 1 minute more than me, and that's like, I'm super bored, so... Was that a good castle? I don't know at this point. He's +3 when it comes to material, which... He's got, you know, 1 strong piece plus. He's got 1 knight plus, which, you know... Which makes my position really bad. I can't even check him, I can't do basically anything. But I want to point out that I've heard about... Zuckertort, I'm not really sure what's the origin, I mean the language origin of that word, but I feel like I heard that this is probably the most aggressive opening there is, or, you know, maybe I'm misinterpreting something, but I have no idea. He actually wants to utilize his knight. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but I feel like we are gonna lose this game. Shit happens. Oh, whoa. We don't like to see this. Let's just move out of the way. He's probably gonna trade. I mean, that's the thing I would have did, because as we all know, if you're up material, the best thing you can do is to trade pieces, and that way you can, you know, just easily win the end game. Hey, yo, what the hell? Sure. Check me to the oblivion. You know what would be funny? If he would have done the same thing and we would end up drawing. Which, you know, I feel like making a draw out of losing position is even better feeling than winning. I mean, sometimes yes, sometimes no, but yeah, I feel like I felt quite of an euphoria just by drawing a game where I was really, you know, not dominant, let's put it this way. Oh, yeah, this is so boring. Let's trade because, bro, just retake it. It's not a rocket science, please, bro. Or are you actually thinking of retaking it with the queen or knights? So let's just take this because this is for free, essentially, I feel like. I hope so. Alright. What do we do now? This is pretty bad. I gotta be honest, guys, this is pretty bad. So I feel like, why don't we just do this? I don't feel like we're gonna be mated in one. Probably not. The sad thing about this is that I can't check him. So I actually want to, push my pawn so he can actually, take it, and then I'm gonna figure out any kind of checks or something like that, or I don't. Oh, that was a maiden one. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really pay attention. I didn't give it a thought. So, the good thing about is that this video is coming to end. So, yeah, guys, I appreciate you watching this. I hope that you're a better player than me. So, up until another video, have a nice rest of the day, and bye-bye.